Hey guys, Foodity back with a brand new video. I know I said in my last video that I wasn't sure if I was going to do another story time, but I enjoyed telling that story so much, and this story just came to me, while I was sleeping, and just remembered this really repressed, horrific memory, and I decided, what better to do than instead of contacting someone important who could probably do something about this, why not make a YouTube video about it? Because that seems like such a better idea, doesn't it? But yeah, I felt like telling another story. So sit back, grab your Pop-Tarts, grab your gluten-free snacks, your water, whatever it is that you drink, whatever it is that you eat, and enjoy the story about my creepy science teacher who had a fascination with his students, his female students, with children. So let's get into the story. This story kind of takes place between my 7th and 8th grade years. If you watched my other video, you know that I went to a weird Quaker school. If you didn't watch the video, a quick recap: it was a Quaker school, Quaker religion. They believe in like the light is in us all, and meeting for worship, which is when you sit in silence for a while to regain your thoughts and whatever, and mindfulness and all that stuff. And they were a progressive school, and they're always trying to push like racial issues on us, or like gay issues and stuff like that. And for a school that was so adamant about racial injustice and making sure that everyone's equal, there was a lot of racism that was going on in that school. But that's probably a video for a different day. I just kind of wanted to give a little bit of background. But I remember, okay, so it starts in 7th grade. Like I said, it spanned between 7th and 8th grade, but it starts in 7th grade. I remember I just finished my 6th grade year, and it was 7th grade, and it was time for me to meet my new science teacher. And he was a nice guy. I really liked him. He was my favorite teacher for a little while, which now looking back at that's a little bit concerning given, the title of this video. But he was my favorite teacher, and I'm someone who's always loved science. Science has always been my favorite subject. I just love science. And so the fact that I got along with my science teacher was really, really cool. And we had these things called advisories, and, or like our homeroom, and I was in his homeroom, and it was really cool because I was like, man, I get to come to the science room after classes all the time, and this is my homeroom, this is where I'll stay, this is cool. So when we were in class, he would always like compliment the female students. At the time, I didn't really see anything wrong with it because I was 12 and naive and weird. But looking back at it, it was a little weird. And I remember one day, like, we would do these like advisory activities, like team building and stuff. So one time we stayed after school and we watched Back to the Future and ordered Chipotle and stuff. And another time we were like, I don't know, we would just do weird stuff like that, just as, children team building activities to strengthen the community, because the school's core values are really based on like community and acceptance and all that stuff, which is so hypocritical, but that's kind of what their mission statement was. So we were always pushed to do like community building activities, and everyone loves each other and everyone's friends, blah, blah, blah. That's really the narrative that they were trying to push on us. So we did a lot of those activities, and one day my teacher goes, you guys should come to my house. Like after school, we should all walk to my house. And for some reason at the time, it didn't seem weird. It seemed normal. So we were all like, yeah, let's go to your house. So he sent out like an email to all the kids in our advisory, like to our parents or whatever, saying like, hey, you should let your children come to my house. And for some reason, our parents allowed us to go to his house. So I remember the school day had just ended, you know what I'm saying, and everyone was packing, all the other advisories were packing up to go home. But not my advisory. No, we grabbed our stuff and we walked out the back door of the school, and we walked to his house. We walked we walked to his house, and I remember we got there, and the first thing he told us to do was to put our phones on airplane mode, because he wanted us to focus on each other and not to be distracted by our phones. So he told us to put all of our phones on airplane mode or we were going to get in trouble. So we did. I, at the time, did not have a phone, so I really didn't have to worry about that. But all my other friends had to put their phones on airplane mode, which, now that I'm hearing that out loud, that's very concerning. Thank God nothing bad happened, but I digress. Let's keep going. So we turned all of our phones on airplane mode, and everyone's like, "Huh, will my parents have to contact me?" And then he was like, "Yeah, they'll contact you around when it's time to go. So you can turn your phones off airplane mode around when it's time to go." And we're like, "Fine, okay, whatever." And then he goes back into his room, and then he comes out with like these little props and stuff, and he's like, "Yeah, I bought these things for you guys to take pictures with and stuff." And back then, it wasn't that big of a deal because it was like mustaches and princess crowns and stuff like that. It was anything weird. But now I'm thinking about it. What the heck? That's so creepy. That's so weird. Ew. Oh my god. So me and my friend, let's call her Sarah. Me and my friend Sarah are sitting on the couch taking pictures. And I don't remember exactly how this went down. She remembers it a lot more vividly than me because, of course, it happened to her. But somehow the teacher ended up calling her his little naughty girl or something like that. And, like, I just can't believe this is something that happened. He ended up calling her, like, his little naughty girl. And just, like, the way he said it was really, really creepy. And we were like, yeah, naughty girl? Okay. Okay. So we were taking pictures on, like, his couch and, like, his fireplace, because he had, like, a fireplace with all his, like, pictures and stuff. And this entire time, his wife was, like, in the shed. I don't know why his wife was in the shed, but his wife was in the shed. And she would not come out and she would not interact with us, which I have some things to say about that, but let's keep going with the story. So yeah, his wife was in the shed. She wasn't coming out. She wasn't talking to us. His kid, because he has one son. His kid was, I think, like, he played frisbee with us for a little bit. We had to take off our shoes. We had to take off our shoes to go outside. So we are all just there, like, our feet are slapping on the ground, like, outside. He played frisbee with us for a little bit and then he left. His son was, like, in high school, where we were in middle school at the time, so he went to go do high school things, I guess. And we played frisbee. After that whole picture situation, we played frisbee. He ordered a lot of pizza for us. We ate it. People were dipping their pizza in ranch. That I specifically remember that because it scarred me for a little bit. And then we went into his basement. To watch a movie. First, we were watching, like, Kids Baking Championship or whatever, and I had already seen it, so I was making these fake predictions and basically saying what was going to happen before it happened, and everyone thought it was cool. That was, like, the highlight of my day. I was like, yeah, I think this person's going to win, and then they won, and then I felt so good about myself. It was so much fun. And then we watched Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Let me reiterate, we were in his basement, right? And I know he told us to turn off our, put our phones on airplane mode, but my friend Sarah was feeling a little weird, and she went to take her phone off airplane mode, but there was no service in his basement anyway, so if there was an emergency and something did happen, it wasn't like any of us could have been reached because we were in his basement and there was no cell service. So we were watching Monty Python and the Holy Grail for a little bit, and then it becomes time to leave. So everyone starts leaving. Like, the parents start picking their kids up from the house, and everyone's starting to leave. And you'll never guess who the last person to leave was. It was me. The kid without the cell phone was the last person to leave. So it was me and my teacher. And we were playing, like, cricket. No, not cricket. Sorry, croquet. My bad. Not cricket, croquet. We were playing croquet outside with our feet out, just out and about. Our feet just fully out. Yeah. And had me been in a more sinister situation, that's kind of scary to think about. We were just out, just playing croquet in his front lawn until my mom came and picked me up. And my mom picked me up, and she was laughing about, sorry, I came late or whatever. And that's it. I went to my teacher's house. And after that, you know, he would continue to make those weird comments and stuff like that. Yo, this is crazy. This is something that really happened. I remember there was a time he was teaching a unit about, like, puberty and stuff like that, and he was talking about girls on their periods, and he just got so excited. God, that's God, that was such a weird time. I hated that. I hated that so. My gosh. And I remember, like, this was during 8th grade, but I remember, we were praying. It was, like, some sort of end of the year thing where we were, Boston, I swear. It was some end of the year thing where, like, my entire 8th grade class we were showing off our end of the year projects, that's what it was, and we decided to do one big prayer, and my teacher just goes on talking about how much he loves children and how much he loves to work with them and stuff like that, and it was just very weird because it had nothing to do with what it is that they're asking for us to pray for, and it was just very off-putting. But I graduated, nothing happened, I wasn't touched or anything like that, like nothing weird happened, but apparently somebody told me, someone who still went to the school, told me that apparently he trapped girls in his classroom and wouldn't allow them to go to the bathroom, and then apparently he let one girl go to the bathroom, and he said something like good luck in there or something, and then said something sexual, and then he said something sexual to her, and then she got scared and left, and then, like, her parents sued him or something like that, and he no longer works at the school. I don't know how true that is. I wouldn't be surprised if it was true. It's just kind of a layer onto the whole story. I can't. He called her his naughty girl. Like, he said that. He called her his naughty girl. Like, what? What? This is a grown man with a wife who was in the shed. The wife would not come out of the shed. I don't know what was in that shed, but she would not come out, and she did not seem happy that we were at his house, yo. Maybe, you know what? Here's what I think. I think the wife knew that he had a problem, and she did not like that he was indulging with all these kids over his house. I think that's what it was. You know, I think that's what it was. But yeah, that's the story of my teacher and his weird fascination with children, and the time that I walked to my teacher's house with no way of saying that I was in danger. It's a thing that happened, you know? I ended the last video on a good note, so I think it's only fair that I end this video on a good note as well. Children are dumb. Children are stupid. Children are easy to take advantage of. Don't do that. Don't take advantage of children. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm very glad that I'm here today and that I'm able to have my YouTube channel and be alive and not be one of these victims up here on freaking Investigation Discovery talking about I was touched when I was little. Like, I'm glad that I don't have to live that life, but, like, be nice to children and don't touch them. Don't touch them. But anyways, if you enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like, comment down below if you want more content like this. If you didn't like the video, dislike it, keep it moving, you know what I'm saying? And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.